Filthy habit. Hi, David Zaritsky from the Bond Experience, knocking out people all over the world that are smoking cigarettes. They're not good for you. Filthy habit. But you know what's not a filthy habit is re-exploring the different James Bond films that we've grown to love over the years. And it's no mystery if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time that I do love me some Tomorrow Never Dies. And I found out something very interesting the other day. My niece Marissa, who you have seen me do a few discussions here on my channel, has never seen the Pierce Brosnan absolute masterpiece called Tomorrow Never Dies. So I decided to invite her husband, her adorable son, little Levi, over to our home and to watch it with us. And we did just that. So we're going to take a look at that, and then we're going to get her opinion. We're going to discuss back and forth. And you know something? Judging by this guy laying knocked out before me, you better like it. You get to see those trippy 90s titles too.
I don't even.
It helps with the thing of Guinness, right? That's right, you didn't know any of the
Desperate
people in here.
Housewives fame?
Wow.
Jag vill gå i posten. Het is fijn, naturligt.
He does have a lot of downtime. I mean, this is like everything in the kitchen sink, you know?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's very campy. It's very fun.
Okay, the first part of the mission is over. Marissa has seen the movie, so let's get her opinion of the movie right now. I gotta get inside. All right. Just takes a second. Let me just, okay. All right. Hi.
Hi.
Now I'm comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, Marissa is back.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Fabulous. Doing great.
I wanted to make sure you're okay because we just watched, as everybody now knows, Tomorrow Never Dies with Pierce Brosnan. 1997, hard to believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still looking great.
He's still looking great.
Still looking spectacular.
Yeah.
I would say.
And by the way, he looks great today.
Oh, 100%.
Like-
Man is aging spectacularly.
He is. Like, at 58, I wish I looked as good as he looks wherever he is in his 70s.
Pulling up a mustache? He's trying new things with facial hair.
He keeps working, which is
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, he's playing into more mature roles in terms of, well, yeah. But I respect it.
Now we've got to set the table a little bit. First of all, as you could tell by the opening and knocking out people with cigarettes, I am wearing kind of his under outfit from the bazaar. I've got the Tomorrow Never Dies watch on. This was actually the watch that I purchased after I saw the movie. This was my first
Was it really?
serious luxury brand expenditure. I was a young executive. I saw the movie. I thought, I'm giving it away right now, but these guys know I loved the movie. I loved the way Bond was portrayed as this swarmy, almost sarcastic, very cocksured, confident individual. And I was like, I need the watch. I need the watch he takes from Wei Lin.
So that was the very first one. That's a very special thing then.
Wrist roll. That's what they do. They do these things called wrist roll. I don't know why.
That's the light.
Maybe
the sheen, the
just to
shine.
show the whole wrist.
Sure.
But I need to start from the beginning because we did something interesting that we need to let them know. I had you watch The World Is Not Enough in preparation for coming over here. So you actually saw things a little bit backwards.
3-2, right?
3-2.
Yeah.
But the reason I had confidence in doing that it wouldn't like play with your mind, is because the Brosnan films don't really refer back to the previous Brosnan film.
Not at all.
They can
Not
be
even a little bit.
right. What I loved about the Brosnissance, the Brosnan era, whatever you want to call it, they are individual missions that if you switched around, maybe he would look a little bit younger in some of them, but honestly, one doesn't feed into the other. Did you find that?
Yes, absolutely. They were just standalone adventures, little vignettes of him just doing his madcap things.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna start with the basics. Tomorrow Never Dies. Did you have any expectations going in?
I had zero expectations. I didn't even know who the cast was. I didn't
That's
look
true.
up any single thing about this movie other than the fact that this was the second of the Brosnans, and I asked you maybe 20 seconds before it started who was the director.
That's
it.
Yeah.
I don't know who was in this movie. Oh, I knew the year.
In fact, when we were watching the opening titles, and you're like, "Oh, Terry Hatcher, oh, Jonathan Pryce."
Desperate Housewives fame.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh my gosh, this person, that person." You were kind of getting excited.
Oh, super excited. Yeah, well, because it was completely fresh to me. Like, I had no idea. I was super excited to see Terry Hatcher specifically in a movie like this. Because I was like, whoa, I've never seen her kind of quite like this. So I was really excited where she went with it.
A lot of people today know her as like one of the housewives of California or Orange County or something like that. Like, or some of them know Superman and Clark.
Yeah, Superman Clark, yeah.
Yeah, Lois and Clark,
Lane,
whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody came with different things. So let's start with the pre-title sequence, because I always like to think that the pre-title sequence is, to use a cliche, the setting of the table of every Bond film. What did you think of the pre-title sequence, the Arms Bazaar, the one I just sort of replicated?
I thought it was a ton of fun. It was very classic. Is he gonna get out of this? No, he's not. Just kidding. The scamp gets out every time. They were really playing around with that in like a classic Bond way. I felt immediately safe.
Yes.
Immediately
Ooh.
safe.
By the way, I'm going to steal that because I love that. A lot of people say that Bond is comfort food, and being comfortable, being nostalgic, or going back to some sort of familiarity is about being safe and comfortable. So you were like, all right, this is not going to be a Bond film that throws me a curve. This is going to be a hug the whoopee Bond film.
Yes, it was something just like that, where you're just sort of like, it's a warm blanket, it's hot cocoa. It's like it's my sweatpants. I'm wearing sweatpants right now. This is Bond sweatpants.
I love that. All right, so what I loved about the pre-title sequence is a few things. First of all, it is kind of badass Bond. He is one man against literally an army of terrorists, taking them out.
With an amazing hat game. The haberdashery in, where were they? I'm not sure.
They were actually the French Pyrenees.
French Pyrenees. The hats, next time you watch this movie, look at the hat game.
Yeah.
In the first,
Hat game was strong. We actually shouted at the camera.
Yeah, hat game's strong.
By the way, this is going to bother some people, but it shouldn't, because this is the fun of watching with family and friends. We do talk to the screen.
Yeah.
Not a crazy amount, but we'll be like, hey, strong hat game.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it also depends on like the fun level of the movie that you're watching. And
That's a
so
great
like
point.
this is not something that we would do if we were watching Grave with the Fireflies.
Yeah. Yeah,
just a different
or Schindler's
energy.
List or something like that. We wouldn't.
It's a long time to be talking to the screen.
It's
Love
a
that
long
movie.
time.
It's a long
Yeah.
movie.
But the other aspect I love about this is the music. I think so. This was the first foray of a composer called David Arnold that the Bond community loves. He's like the new John Barry, great guy. But he was a Bond fan that actually did a fan album. He got discovered by Eon, the people that make the Bond films, and then he was hired to do a Bond film. And this is the first Bond film he was hired for.
That's so cool for him.
Which is why the
That's so
music.
cool.
It's so cool. This is why this Bond film has all the Bond tropes of music all strewn throughout. But it really, the opening music is called White Knight.
Okay.
Because that's his name, White Knight to Bishop, White Knight
chessboard,
on the
yeah.
chessboard. And I do think that this is Brosnan. He looks great, he's acting great, he's badass, but he still has those one-liners.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And
He's still getting them out.
when the bad guy goes into the jet, he gets ejected into it. You actually did like you
Yes.
were.
Oh no. I also just love anyone who's like seen me on this channel before knows that I really like a fighter jet scene. I do.
That's a
Or like
thing.
anything with like dog fighting in the sky. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. I loved that scene. I thought it was so madcap and silly and like that amazing Bond thing that's sort of like it's so silly but also so badass at the same time. They're able to mesh those feelings together. And they did that in the first couple minutes. So you're like, whoa, I'm having fun. This is fun.
Your husband either made a noise or said something where in his mind, and he told me this later, he knew what type of film this was going to be. He said, I'm going to have fun with this film.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Yes.
going to have to like study this. It's not going to be an introspective look at Bond's relationships with women. It's going to be a fun film. And I do think the pre-title sequence does give cues to the Bond fan and even the casual Bond fan of, hey, this is what you're in for.
Yeah, exactly. And going into a movie, especially with a perspective 2026, it's so nice going into a movie and really feel like, okay, I have my hands around it.
Yeah.
I have my hands around it, and it might not try anything spectacular or weird, but I'm really okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
really, really okay with that.
That's a really good point to stick on for a moment, because I know you and I have talked about sort of the avant-garde aspect of film. You know, the art house, you could call it many different things, that they're trying to shake things up. No Time to Die, you could argue, you know, they killed Bond, they gave him a kid, they gave him a family. They almost put too much into the bouillabaisse.
You and I do sort of infamously disagree on this movie, though. So.
Yeah, we do. But my point being is they tried something very different. So you knew right from the get-go, oh, this is going to be different. This
Yes,
this
absolutely.
is a warm, comfortable Bond. All right, now we went to a very 1997 titles. Yeah. And again, we were talking a little bit during the titles, but you were like, who's that? I said Sheryl Crow. What did you think of the song?
I enjoy the song. I mean, I'm not a huge Sheryl Crow fan, so I
Yep.
didn't immediately recognize her. But once you did, you're like, okay, it's setting me. I like to watch a Bond sequence that puts you in the year that it was made.
Yeah.
Because I think it's as much of a like time capsule in terms of technology and art and preference.
It's a great point.
Even with like the women that are in shadow, you can kind of see the taste of the times.
Yes.
And I love that. That's
Even the
so cool.
hairstyles and things like that. And there was obviously a media, TV set, technology, wiring type
Yes,
of
the
aspect
wiring,
to get into it.
the
Which
gizmo, the sort of like Windows 1998 like CGI, but
Yeah.
like for me that's like extremely nostalgic and probably is for lots of other people. So
yeah.
like for
but
me,
it was cutting edge back in 1997.
oh,
I
100%, it probably looks amazing.
I remember there was Titanic and this, and I remember seeing the poster for this and just watching that opening like this is revolutionary.
Yes, 100% revolutionary. And so like I definitely think when people saw it for the first time, probably when it was out, they were probably like, wow, this looks really amazing.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
looks really, really cool. But even in 2026, it's like this, I'm not upset with this.
You're not upset.
I'm not upset.
So we have a few things going on in this, and we're going to talk about plot, because one of the things that we constantly do, Marissa and I, is we sort of break down the plot from a person that is studied since 1997 Tomorrow Never Dies, and so knows all the intricacies of the plot. To somebody who literally is fresh off the press.
So fresh.
Excuse the pun. No news. Wait, what? There's no news like bad news. But tell me in your words the plot of this film.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Okay. So Jonathan Pryce, don't ask me his name and his character's name.
Elliot Carver.
Elliot Carver.
I'll translate.
To be fair, his name is on like every wall.
Yeah,
in this
and his
movie.
face.
And his face.
Yeah.
My bad.
He's got an edifice complex.
He certainly does. He wants to be in control of all the news. And so he's causing bad things to happen around the world, causing conflict because he wants to be head of news. And Bond's got to stop it because he is being just really bad.
Yeah. I
Right?
think
That's it, right?
You know what? Yes. And what I loved about it too is that even after all these years, people are like, they've picked this thing apart in every detail. They're like, oh, it's based off of Rupert Murdoch. In the end, it is
You got it. You got it. Megalomaniac?
I'm having a stroke.
Megalomaniac.
Thank you.
Okay.
Who has basically determined he is going to control the world through the media, which is not crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
And it's
It's a good idea.
It's a great idea, and I love that they decided, you know what, it's not going to be a laser or nuclear weapons, even though there were some nuclear stuff in there, but this is going to be somebody who's going to use, as he says, satellites and information and misinformation as his new tool of destruction. And even capture areas, China, Beijing, just all these wonderful places. But now that we understand the plot, let's talk about the characters that fill up the plot. And we got to start with Bond. Because you've seen so many different wonderful renditions of Bond with different Bond actors, totally unabashed. What did you think about Brosnan's portrayal of Bond in this movie?
I thought he was fantastic. What's not to like about this? I'm not sure if there's really a humongous flaw in his performance in the movie that he is in.
Wow.
In the movie that he's in, he is perfect. Pierce Brosnan knows who he is and he knows who this character is. And I think he embodies them perfectly, in these movies. I really like him as a Bond. And it makes me kind of sad that I don't have more of a relationship to him because he's great.
Yeah,
And he seems passionate.
I mean, you do have The World Is Not Enough under your belt. You saw GoldenEye a while ago, probably.
Oh, it's
a distant memory almost.
Yeah, to say the very least.
And
yes.
you've never been put through, you've never watched Die Another Day?
No.
Okay. Well, but we're going to save that one for last. Trust me. Or if I'm upset at you one day, I'll be like, let's watch Die Another Day. But,
Ooh, all right.
But I will say
time.
with this, you said something interesting I want to explore. You said for the movie he's in, is the implication there that if you dropped Pierce Brosnan in Casino Royale, slightly more dramatic, serious movie, would he be out of place?
In the way that he's acting in this movie?
Yes.
Yes, 100%. Yes, 100%. But what he's doing as Bond in this movie is so much different than what Craig did in any of his movies. Mm-hmm. The physicality, the smoothness. He has a much bigger sense of humor than Craig.
Yes.
He smiles a lot. And he's not afraid to smile and kind of have a good jokey time with it. And he can be serious. He's got a great smolder. That man's got a great smolder.
Oh, when he's sitting in the chair, waiting for Paris Carver.
When he's drinking the Smirnoff.
Yes, yes.
He's smoldering. And with the open shirt and everything, we're there. The woman vote is there, but he's just not the same kind of grit.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I agree with you. No notes on what you just said, because one of the things I love about this movie, I've always loved about this movie, and by the way, I should tell you, sort of break the ice a little bit, this movie is in my top 5 of all Bond movies, and I'll tell you why. That's going to surprise you. I could tell by your frozen look. You're not buffering. She just froze. Because it is frivolous. It is fun. And I put in my top 5 Bond films, not so much the best Bond films, but the Bond films that I want a menu of depending on my mood or what I want to get into.
Okay.
Like
This
I've
makes
got
sense to me.
I've got Casino
This makes sense
Royale
to
in
me.
there, which is the one where I'm just like I'm studied, I'm focused, I have a slow sipping drink, and I'm not too screening. My phone is away. Hell, it's even off, and I'm locked in. This is the movie where I'm just like, do we have something fried to eat? Like, and do I have like a delicious? You were drinking Guinness. I poured you a
was.
Guinness, but
And
before that,
very
you
well.
had an F1 single malt from Glenfiddich.
I like dark beers and dark liquors.
You can't falter for that. You are very Bondish. But this is the type of movie where I can just smile and crack a smile throughout the entire thing, even in the dire moments. You know, the one-liners that Brosnan is doing, his riz, as you young kids say, the charisma that he has with the Danish, you know, brushing up on a little Danish in the beginning at Oxford.
It's so good, yeah.
It's so good. And
It's so good.
I will say this too, because I'm sitting with somebody that is, I would consider you very progressive and thoughtful of others versus me. I will say that I look at 1997 with a lot of what he did with women and his charm and things like that, that today it would almost seem like a parody.
It would, but like, you believe it. It's Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
You believe it. Like, none of it is unbelievable. Yes, is it a little like, you know, classically Bond in his like sort of, I'm not going to say chauvinistic, but like woman-loving ways.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense,
Yeah.
and
They're not fighting
he's
him.
so handsome.
The women are not fighting him.
No, they're having a great time.
Like he's trying to make a phone call, the poor guy, and she's like climbing out of the sheets.
Critically with Bond, then this is like my strong opinion about this, is like the women are like happy to see him.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing forced about this.
Yeah.
Like it's just two people who like are like, yeah, you're super hot. Awesome. That's it.
That's it.
It doesn't have to be deeper than that.
Yeah, so Brosnan gets high marks,
Yes.
looks great, did great with action, wouldn't
Yes.
you say?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So, I
He
mean,
did good.
dramatic, to me, he's still like one of the best Bonds.
I, again, feel kind of sad that I don't have more of a relationship with him.
You will. We're going to force it upon
We're
you.
building it. But, you
If
know,
I have anything to do with it.
it's so different. It is so different than Craig.
It is different. And I used this term before that is unfortunately not mine. I've stolen it. I'm very ashamed. But it's called the Brosnissance. And it's this whole idea that now that Craig is finished with his run, people are going back to Brosnan and rediscovering just how good his films are. And it is this wonderful, it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video right now, and I did The World Is Not Enough one with you. It's like, this is why. But we have to swing the pendulum, possibly, because every great Bond film has to have a great baddie, or does it? How does our Elliot Carver measure up?
I want to preface this by saying that I think that Jonathan Pryce is a really, really, really good actor. I just love him in pretty much any movie that he's in. I got it sometimes and I didn't get it sometimes. There are some scenes where he is absolutely chewing up the scenery.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. Like, he's doing that. And then there are other scenes where I feel like he doesn't know where he wants to go with the character, and they took maybe the wrong take of the character. I feel like he had someone in his mind so clearly, and I just feel like maybe some of his scenes weren't just like the right take of it, but like maybe he did it at some point. I bet there's some interesting edits of this movie.
So you know how we said no notes for Brosnan, did a great job in the movie that he's in?
Yeah.
There's notes for Elliot Carver that I have,
Yeah.
even with someone that's put it in the top 5, because the one thing I have trouble arguing, debating, whatever you want to call it, with other Bond fans, when they kind of scratch their head like you almost did, when I say this is in my top 5, they go, yeah, but what about Elliot Carver's? And I can't argue that because his portrayal as a villain is uneven.
Yeah.
I do
uneven.
think as much as this is a fun, frivolous movie, I think he went a little bit too over the top.
And sometimes too serious.
There is a ceiling, but that's the unevenness.
Yes, yeah.
Like, all right, so you're going to look at your wife and you're going to say, you know, it's not the when or the where or the how, it's the why. I want to know why. It's like, dude, you're about to like smash her over the head and you just like called, I get it, it's in the script, but the way he acted it, his smolder, his anger was so dramatic, and then he had these big swings of going like, hoo, ha, he, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
to Michelle Yeoh.
The script doesn't really know how to, I don't know. The line delivery, it could be a many different
So it could be a
options.
mix. It could be
I'd
the
have
writing.
to see it again to get like kind of pinpoint like, ooh, what is my gripe exactly with his performance, but I just
Yeah.
know it doesn't work.
Yeah. I also think that I love the Bond baddies, like Silva in Skyfall is one of my favorite. Sanchez in License to Kill. Like I love the
Sanchez.
Bond baddies that are like scary and almost Bond's equal. Alex Trevelyan, you don't remember GoldenEye too much, but he was perfect against Brosnan. I didn't feel like it was Brosnan's equal. I feel like this was this crazy egomaniac guy that was kind of, weak and just disposed of easily.
I just feel like I also didn't really get a lot of chemistry from their relationship.
That's a great point.
And like sometimes, like the best Bond villains, like Bond and him, they have chemistry.
Yes.
As much as any girl. See Silva and the Rats. But
Boink, 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 boink.
like that scene is borderline sexual.
Well,
Well, overline
Borderline.
sexual. Overline
yeah.
sexual. But
What
like
makes you think this is my first time? Yeah.
fair. But I don't know. Yeah. Bounce all over the place.
All right. Bond, baddie. Who is the Bond girl in this film?
I mean, it's two. It's okay. There's two.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, there's Terry Hatcher, and they have a relationship, and then there's Michelle Yeoh, and then she comes in for, like, the fighting scenes.
Yeah.
I like a two Bond girl sequence. I'm
I-
always down.
I-
I'm always down for that.
So interestingly, they stayed with, there is a Bond trope and formula that there's usually two Bond girls and one of them always dies. Not always. It's not a perfect formula, but especially in the Connery films, they always had a sacrificial dove,
Yeah.
Terry Hatcher, and then you always had another one that helps Bond in the mission.
Yeah.
And that's Michelle
You
Yeoh.
only live twice, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The perfect
okay.
example. Kissy versus Suzuki. So,
Yes.
Now, in this film, they follow the trope,
Sure.
but they serve it up, I think, very differently with Michelle Yeoh, who is very much almost like a Bond equal. She is an agent.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle herself.
Yeah.
Is there
She's badass.
little moments of damsel in distress? Yes, it's a Bond film, but
Not
in,
much,
a, in
though.
a lot of cases, she's kicking ass and taking names.
I mean, to be fair, you would have seen me quite upset if they had not used her correctly in this movie.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, but she is one of the most impressive physical actresses
Yes.
of the last 30 years. So if they didn't use her correctly, I would have been like, what?
Why are we here?
Why did you do this?
Yeah.
What is the point of doing this? Like, she's a beautiful woman, but like, it's like hiring Jackie Chan
Yeah.
and not using any of.
Yeah, having him in a dramatic role where he sits in a, chair all day.
Speaking of Jackie Chan, I want to make a quick note of this. The movie that this reminded me a lot of at times was Police Story.
Oh, yeah, I love that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has like similar DNA with that. I feel like that would be an absolutely amazing double feature.
That would be a good feature.
This would be first.
Yeah.
That would be
Well, yeah, to see the comparison. That's a good idea. Go try that at home.
Go try it at home.
Go try it at home.
Yeah, but Michelle Yeoh, I loved it. She was super sexy.
She was great. Oh, she
they
was
had
beautiful.
great chemistry. Great chemistry. That
Yes.
scene in like the outdoor shower.
Oh my gosh.
Where they're like, wet t-shirt contesting each other. Like, I don't know. I liked it.
I did a podcast recently where I talked about, everybody talks about stunts and they talk about the big Bond-bastic, get it? Bond-bastic moments within Bond films. I like the quieter moments. I think the quieter moments have as much impact because you can explore the world of Bond through Bond.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this whole idea of like, well, it comes from not growing up. Like you're learning about his history, but the chemistry there, unlike some other Bonds and the Bond women, which seemed superfluous, to be honest with you, in this particular case, it really does feel like they're connecting, but it wasn't overly sexualized. Like
No,
in
it
the end,
wasn't.
there's a hint.
Respect. There was a lot of respect there.
I love that. There's
is-
mutual respect. Yes.
Exactly. And I just thought that was really spectacular. And
Yeah.
it was one of those things, it was when the movie ended, I was like, I could see more. I would actually like, come back, Michelle.
Yeah.
Like, come back.
Yeah.
You could be a Bond girl. Like, you don't seem like you have any pretenses of being like, you're like the love of my life.
Right.
So for them to like come together and go apart, come together, go apart, I was like, more. Can I have more of this,
More of
please?
that.
Can I have more of that?
Okay, so based on that, let's swing the pendulum the other way to Terry Hatcher, because that is the more sexualized, maybe traditional Bond girl, is upset with Bond, but falls into his power of charisma again. Something is rekindled. And what did you think of Terry Hatcher in that role?
I thought she was perfectly cast for it.
She is kind of perfectly
She's
cast.
kind of perfect.
Yeah.
And I think a
And
lot
she was
of...
pregnant during that, too.
You mentioned that to me. You look great. But I thought she was perfectly cast, and I think it was done perfectly in tandem with costuming.
Yes.
Because her, specifically that black dress with like the shoulders out, and she's all clavicle.
Yeah.
Like all clavicle,
yeah.
all shoulders going forward. Like she's so elegant, and she looks like that sort of like mourning, but like model-esque, not widow, but like, she's giving that sort of vibe. I thought she was so well cast for this character.
Yeah. I'm going to say something controversial because, of course, I do. I feel like I'm contractually obligated to say something, but I'm also, Marissa is, yes, she's my niece, but she's also like a friend, so I don't mind saying these type of things. But do you ever see a couple and you look at them across a restaurant and you're like, oh, they just fit. Like they're
Yes.
both good looking. Look at those
Yeah.
good looking couple. Of course they found each other. Like they're
Yes.
the only one. I feel like they needed to pair a Terry Hatcher with Pierce Brosnan because he's so GD good looking.
Yeah, he's so good looking. Like, I mean,
He's impossibly good looking.
Yes,
He's
and-
tall, and you need to have a Terry Hatcher just to be able to be like, well, yeah, that makes sense.
yes, exactly. No, I mean, you see them together, you're like, oh, I'm sure you didn't date because Pierce Brosnan's been married for many years, but like, I
Did
couldn't.
Pierce Brosnan and I date for a little bit? Hey, wait, what?
No, doesn't Pierce Brosnan have a wife?
Yes.
He's been
Oh,
with
yeah,
for
no, he's
35
been
years?
with forever.
My
Yeah.
point is that
Yes.
I would imagine Pierce Brosnan and Terry Hatcher in real life dating.
Oh, yeah.
Like they seemed like that
Yes.
would work.
Yes, I totally agree. All right, so now we've got the Bond girls. We've got the Bond baddie. We've got Bond himself. We have to talk about some of the supporting player, but no less important. We've got to talk about M's Judi Dench in this film. Now, you've seen Judi Dench in a lot of Craig films.
Yeah.
You've seen her in The World Is Not Enough. Now you've seen her in Tomorrow Never Dies. What do you think of her? and
She's
her
always
portrayal?
got it. She's still got it. She's got it every time. She's the most reliable thing in the world. She's as reliable as a McDonald's ham cheeseburger. You get the same thing every time, and it's great.
She does have, as an actor, one of the most consistent portrayals. And I've even dinged Daniel Craig. If you watch some of his films, like No Time to Die versus Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace, he has like this fluctuation of who Bond is and how it comes across. I mean, it's the same guy, but it just comes across. Judi Dench is M
Yeah.
in every film.
Yeah.
However, I will tell you, from GoldenEye to this, she got much more comfortable in the role. GoldenEye
okay.
it wasn't line reading, it was like really good. It was almost like she was doing a Shakespearean play in GoldenEye, the way she was reading M.
I mean, that's her background.
She's a theater
Yeah.
person, right? First and
Background.
foremost. But in Tomorrow Never Dies, I think she advanced it. What I thought, though, versus The World Is Not Enough, is she had a little bit more of a background role. Like she was the exposition person. She was the one to say, I believe in Bond, let him do his job. Whereas The World Is Not Enough, and even the Daniel Craig films, she had a much more intertwined role.
Yeah.
Look at Skyfall, look at The World Is Not Enough. Look at those where she was like, oh, she's a central character. But in this film, she's there, she's part of the MI6 group.
Yes, yeah. And I think that's interesting. I fully understand and agree with them using her more in later movies because, similar to what I was saying earlier with Michelle Yeoh, is when you have something that is like Dame Judi Dench,
Yeah.
you should probably use her. She's a really good actress. She's never bad. She always adds some kind of flavor, sadness, weakness, darkness behind the eyes. She does so much with so little sometimes.
Yeah.
Use her.
Yeah, I agree.
But that does mean I didn't like her in this.
We have a henchman in this. Stamper! Stamper! I mean, there were a couple of ancillary fun characters. You had Dr. Kaufman.
Yeah.
I Could Shoot You from Stuttgart. We were all laughing and having fun.
Yeah, that was a heat check, as they say. That was
What's a heat check?
a heat check is just like how, you know, like that's like someone comes in, they like do like a million buckets and then they leave. Like they're just really, really good
Right.
for a very quick period of time. They
Yes.
steal the show.
They do steal the show. He does steal the show.
Yeah.
And it's this incredible, like there's a very serious moment with Paris Carver being dead. He is such a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Because now suddenly you have humor, but there's a dead woman right there.
Yeah, but it's really funny.
It's really funny.
It's really, it's genuinely, the whole scene is genuinely really funny. And Pierce Brosnan is funny. I think that we should like kind of go back to that for a
He's
second.
really good.
He's super funny. And he's funny in other movies too, so it's not particularly surprising, but like, I found like myself like genuinely laughing at some of his cheesy laugh lines, which after you see a lot of Bond movies, you're like, yes.
Very
like,
dad joke-ish.
it's
type
dad
thing.
joke-ish,
Yeah.
but I actually found myself giggling.
You know, it's funny you're saying this because one of the things I take away from Pierce Brosnan is comedic timing, which you don't think about with Bond. I mean, if you can't say Daniel Craig has amazing comedic timing, even though he does in other things. It's not his Bond character, but Brosnan does serve that up. But Stamper is the odd job to Elliot Carver. I mean, he is literally. I mean, here we go. I've got little toys on my desk.
Gosh.
So here's odd job. Here's Goldfinger. So this is instead of puppets. Show me on the puppet. But Stamper, what did you think of him in the line of henchmen and evil characters? What do you think of Stamper?
I thought he was okay. Didn't
I like where you're going.
like him super much. Can I be honest? A lot of that is how he was costumed. What the hell is going on with a baby blue V-neck and those tall like 1940s pants? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
High-waisted and
I don't take you seriously like when one half of your body looks like baby gap.
yeah, or the shark skin suits that he tends to
Yeah,
wear.
I don't know. And so for me, it just like I wasn't intimidated by him.
Yeah,
I just thought he looked like and the hair was very blonde.
the hair was very blonde.
I don't know. He like looked a little boy bandish for me.
This is weird. We did not rehearse this. We never do. I like him. I don't love him. And the reason is, and I certainly wouldn't put him in the top 10 or even top 15 of henchmen, is because he looks like any other guy that I would see in New York City walking around.
What was special about
There's
him?
nothing
You can't-
unique.
Iconic.
And look, I don't need scars or throwing top hats or anything like that, but I need more than just, a guy with kind of an extreme accent and dyed hair.
Yes.
It is not the actor's portrayal. The actor seems very nice and capable. It is just a little, you know what it is? It's milquetoast. It's vanilla ice
it's
cream.
completely milk
It's like,
toast.
okay.
And like
Wish I had some sauce.
to compare this movie to a movie that is, less successful, but in one way is extremely successful, is A View to Kill, Grace Jones.
You love that film. You have so much passion and heart. By the way, so many people do. I guarantee people watching this right now are going, at 33 minutes in, yay, Marissa. I'm telling you right now that's happening.
Grace Jones is so iconic.
Yes.
That is what I'm talking about.
We want them to be memorable.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I would rather have literally one iconic good henchman than literally have any other ancillary bad guys throughout the movie.
Yeah.
A good henchman feeds millions.
Yep.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Oh, feeds millions. I love that. That should be a poster, like a picture of Stamper and says, a good henchman feeds millions, a bad one starves everyone.
This sounds like what they
Stamper.
would have in like the at like
Use your words.
Goldfinger's headquarters of like on
Oh.
those posters of like
Right
their workplace rights.
right under, 0 days of accidents.
0 days of accidents. A good henchman
Yeah,
feeds
1 day
millions.
of accident, because there's no 0 days there.
That bad henchman.
Every day's an accident in the volcano lair. All right, we have to now get into the meat and guts and bones. As much as we've stayed within the periphery, and we've talked about very important things 33 minutes in, we've got to talk about the beginnings of the Bond world, and that is, we get introduced to Q, like we normally do in many of the films. First of all, what did you think of this Q scene where he gets the car and the car?
It felt very like RC car to me. Like, I have a lot of thoughts on that particular gadget and gizmo.
Yeah, please.
Can we just go like right into it? Because it steps on the
This is
back
it.
of the... Okay.
We're here.
The scene where he's playing with the car in the back seat feels like he's 8 years old playing with like a Game Boy, and he's just like slouch over and just playing on his Game Boy. It was simultaneously extremely funny and like extremely boyish. That was like endearing and also like very silly. I don't know what a crazy that was. And like, why is it so sensitive and it's so small? Like, it's like this big. Oh, he's getting it. He's getting it. He owns it.
You mean this phone?
Okay, can I see that in my hands? Thank you so much.
It won't open up.
Oh, it doesn't open up.
This is just a static prop thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
A static
It's
prop
got the
thing.
fingerprint scanner.
It's got the fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
Couldn't really be bigger than this. And I guess the whole joke
This is
that
the right
he's
size,
like,
by the way.
he's good with his hands, but
Yeah.
like it was very funny. The fact that there's a scene that was trained on like the smallest of movements of his fingers going like this, and that was like an entire chase scene was honestly inspired.
A screen as big as this, watching it. So
Yeah.
watching
Inspired work.
But 1997 David and 2026 David adores that scene.
Oh, no.
Because, and I know you do as well.
I think it was great.
Because it shows Bond as a child when he's smiling and laughing and getting over on them.
Yes.
And it is bombastic. And it's not, you know what I love about that too? And you and your husband were making the appropriate noises. I captured it during that scene. It is so over the top because it serves you up a crazy stunt Bond moment.
Yeah.
And then you're like trying to catch your breath. And before you can catch your breath, they're serving you up another. And you're like, stop it, I can't breathe. And then they serve you up another where the missile goes through. And you're like, oh no, it didn't just go through. And then it serves up another. And then he crashes it into the Avis. And then you're like, I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. But he's having fun. We're having fun.
Yes.
To me, there is that, you know when you're eating a custard donut and you take your first bite and you're like, what the hell? There's no custard. There's just donut in here. And then you take another bite. You're like, is there going to ever be custard? And then you take another one and you hit the custard. This is the custard in the donut.
This is after 5 Jonathan Pryce scenes in a row, and you're just like, let's go.
You need custard.
I need adrenaline.
After all the Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. But it opens up the discussion about a bigger question of what did you think in this film compared to other Bond films that you have seen? And you've seen many. You've seen Little Nelly go through the volcanic mountains of Japan. You've seen some crazy stuff, you poor thing. What have I've done to you? What do you think of the stunts and the absolute visual candy of this film versus others?
I thought it was commiserate. How would I say that? It was
Yeah. So
it was
equal to or
equal to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that lately in Bond movies, I've seen a lot of movies that plot-wise may have not been incredible. See A View to Kill, see You Only Live Twice, but that have absolutely just outstanding shot selections and great cinematography and things that I find are interesting with the camera work. Like this still sits with all of them. It does. My only thing is, I feel like they had some amazing locales and moments and great lighting, and I just could put the camera on it a little longer. Hold the shot a little longer.
It's almost too much jumping back and forth.
Yeah, sometimes the editing can be was a little too shot for shotty.
Yeah.
Like they were in some really beautiful places and had some great shots, but just didn't hold it. You can hold it a little longer. I promise you, it's not going to grind the movie down to a halt.
Right.
It won't. But like let us eat. I want to eat a little bit.
You want to be nourished.
I'll be nourished.
But not all at once. And you don't want to be like, you want a Bond film to not be takeout, where it's grab and go. You want it to be fine dining, and you want to just...
If you're paying so much money to go to these beautiful places, let me be in the place for a second. It's okay.
Oh, I like that. It's a great way to put it.
One of my biggest issues with this movie, for sure, is I didn't really feel like we were in any... Where were we? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know as much.
Especially the Asiatic areas. Am I in Beijing? Am I in Singapore? Am I
in Vietnam?
Vietnam? Where am I? It almost became superfluous. And I know where they filmed, and it was sort of like a little bit all over the place. Whereas other films like Quantum of Solace do a very nice job in setting up like we're here.
Yes.
Even the Connery films, especially, like it was a love letter to Japan.
Yes, 100%.
Let's face it. So I agree with you on that. What I felt like, and I think I said this to you when the film ended, this to me is the very definition of a kitchen sink James Bond film, where they put everything in it. They put the music, they put, the crazy Bond moments, they put the stunts, and you have the motorcycle scene. You have a stealth ship. You've got a fight with Michelle Yeoh in her secret base. You have a secret base.
Yeah.
You've got gadget watches. If you literally said, here's my bingo card of everything in a Bond film. It's like a House Hunters.
Yeah.
I want a fireplace, I want a pool. This is like check, 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 and it's on budget. Check. This is that film.
No, that's completely fair.
Right?
Yeah, no, it does have, it has all of the notes.
Yes.
It does have all of the notes. And that's why for me, if I was to rank this movie, for me, it would be sort of in the middle. Because it is, like, that's just, it checks all those boxes. It is a James Bond movie. And it has all the elements, and it is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with it. Even a middle-of-the-road James Bond movie is still a James Bond movie, and I'm still having fun.
Here's the big question. Here's how we're going to end this shindig. I need to ask you the worst question, the Sophie's Choice question of questions between Marissa and I. Where does Tomorrow Never Dies? Let's first take kind of, The World Is Not Enough versus Tomorrow Never Dies. Just simple, quick answer, because we're going to get bigger in a second. Which one did you enjoy more?
The World Is Not Enough.
Okay, stop. Talk to me where Tomorrow Never Dies sit in the compendium of Bond films that you have explored. Is it bottom third, middle, top?
It would be in the top third.
Okay. Wow, that's high. That's high praise.
Okay.
Can I ask for an overall why you say that?
I say this because using the exact same logic that you've said about why this is in your top 5,
Yeah.
or why the what's called Tomorrow Never Dies
Yeah.
is because for me, The World Is Not Enough is just, it is like, it's perfectly, it checks all my boxes.
Oh, okay. But where does Tomorrow Never Dies fit?
Oh, at the 50%.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it above A View to a Kill or under A View to a Kill?
is the worst one for me.
It is?
Yeah.
You seem like you have so much...
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Well, so far.
Is A View to a Kill for you like this bird that hit the window and it's got this broken wing that you can't fix, but you're like, you know what? I'm going to love it for as long as I can anyway?
Okay. Look, let me think for a second. I feel like it would be...
We're not drinking.
We're
This
not.
is just who we are.
I think maybe, yeah, it's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to reflect on that for
Tomorrow
a second.
Never Dies is middle, and The World Is Not Enough is like upper third.
Yeah, because I really like it.
Could it be in the top 10? No, of course it would
No.
be. Well, it would be because it's only 25
Oh,
films.
I guess it would be. Math.
Would it be in the top 5?
The World Is Not Enough is not in the top 5.
Good. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Marissa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was amazing. We're going to be reviewing another film soon. We're not going to tell you which one. You'll just have to wait. But if you want more of Marissa, first of all, comment below. Thank her for showing up to this crazy Bond studio that we're in right now and watching films with her uncle. I really appreciate it.
I have a phone call.
Yeah,
Later.
go take it.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for watching The Bond Experience. If you like what you saw, why don't you subscribe to the channel by clicking this button right here. We'll keep you up on everything new that's happening in the world of Bond. And speaking of something new, here's something new just for you because we know you so well. Talk to you soon.